Hey, welcome back everyone to another devlog. And not just any devlog, we finally hit the 500 subscriber mark. So thanks to all of you who subscribed and leave a comment and like all the videos. It really does help me out a lot. It helps a lot with motivation, it keeps me going. I'm a solo developer, so I don't have a lot of people to talk to or show the game to, so you guys are really helpful in keeping my motivation up. I think the devlogs didn't start off as nice as they could. I think I should have worked a bit more on the engine. There were a bit too many boring devlogs about the engine and the editor, but now that that's all going very well and is almost completed, I think the next devlogs will be really exciting. So before I go to the questions for the Q&A, I wanted to show you something. I think this is the right moment to show you. I want to reveal the title of the game. So the title I went for is Super Parkouro Pals. Now you might be thinking, what is parkouro? Is that some type of misspelling from parkour? And yeah, I guess it kinda is. But the reason I chose parkouro is, well, just because I like the sound, it sounds playful, and also because kuro means black in Japanese, and parkouro, the sports in the game, is kind of an illegal activity, so I thought parkouro sounded cool. Let me know what you guys think. It might sound kind of weird at first. It might sound just like a misspelling of parkour. Does that sound weird? Does it sound kind of cheap? Let me know what you guys think. I think it sounds more playful than just parkour. But maybe that's just me, I don't know. So I'll head on to the questions. I don't have a lot of questions, but I'll cover those that I did get. So Mr. Anal says, first like. I think he means he's the first commenter on the video, so he gets credits for that. He thinks I should let the player roam free. I think he's referring to the map screen where you can move the player around. And he hopes my hands get better. I hope so myself as well. It's kind of annoying. He loves the vid. Well, I'm happy to hear that. And his question is, would you ever think that you'll be able to add puzzles in the game that you're working on? And to answer that question, I do think there will be some puzzles. Even though the game is sort of an action game, I think there's some cool opportunity for puzzles where you have to use the moves that you can do to find a solution. So maybe you can do a flip and something in the world reacts in a certain way. Maybe you can even rotate something with your flip, so you have to flip a certain direction, and then an object in the world might also move in a similar way, and that way you can open up a path or something like that. There are some opportunities for puzzles. Even though it's a kind of a racing sports game, I want to throw in some different types of levels sometimes to keep it fresh. Like how in Donkey Kong you have just the normal levels, and then there's some levels where you have to hit a barrel and then it activates something. Maybe it activates a light. I remember some dark level that activates some lights if you hit barrels, and then you have to be careful to go into the light. I think that's a nice change of pace to just to keep things different. Because if you gotta keep playing the same levels over and over, you're gonna get bored. There needs to be some sort of change in between them to keep things fresh. So then Gobbo says, I can't wait for it. I can't either. I can't wait to finish this game. I'm having a lot of fun working on it, but I can't wait to actually give it to you guys so you guys can play it. And he says, when the game is finally finished, do you have plans to release it on other platforms, Switch, PS4, etc.? I think you must have seen my previous game, Spirit Sphere, has some really strong Nintendo references, and this game also is really inspired by some Nintendo games. So yeah, I want to release it on Switch, but the thing is, I made my own engine. It's based on Monogame, which should be able to port to Switch and some other consoles, but I have no clue how much work that is. So I will have to see when the time comes, but yeah, I do hope to target Switch. And then Luca says, looks really cool, and he gives some feedback to something I asked in the video. And then he asks, do you have a Discord server? As of now, I don't have a Discord server. I think there's just not enough of a following for the game yet. I think the server would be kind of empty. And I'm also going to Japan next week, so I wouldn't be really active. But I do want to open up a Discord server, maybe around to 1000 subscriber mark, or maybe when I come back from Japan. So Mr. Anal again in a different video. Nice vid, it's really cool how you've done the color palette. I'm not that good with colors, to be honest. I'm not an artist, so I just use the NES palette. The question is, how much money did you earn from your last project? My last project is Spirit Sphere and Spirit Sphere DX. It's kind of the same game, but I added a big update with new characters, new stages. So it became Spirit Sphere DX. I don't think I really want to say how much I earned, like the raw number. That's kind of private. But I can say that the Nintendo Switch version sold about 10 times or even more than the Steam version. The Steam version sold really poorly. I guess I can tell you it sold under $1,000, so that's almost nothing. That's not even worthwhile. But the Nintendo Switch version is selling quite well, especially when it's on sale, but I'm still far away from making a profit on it. So to get back to the devlog, I'll cover what I did this week. I'll try to be kind of quick since the video is already quite long. So I made this character select screen. It's just a placeholder for now. As you can see, it's kind of empty with a black background, but I wanted some sort of character select screen. So you can select the characters here, and you can also see their stats. So I'll get into the stats later, but yeah, you can select the character. And I actually want to make it so when you select a character that you can actually run around on this screen and get a feel for the character and how high he jumps, how fast he walks. But I didn't get time to implement that yet. So I'll pick Susie, so I can show off the new overworld sprite. So every character will have a different sprite on the overworld, obviously. I think the sprite is maybe a tiny bit too big. I don't know what you guys think, but Pip is a bit smaller and it looked a bit better, but maybe that's just me. Do you guys think I should resize the sprite to make it a bit smaller? And I'll show you Tiana's sprite as well. So this is her sprite. I think something's weird's going on with the palette shader. I think the colors are a bit too dark. But yeah, this is her sprite. I think she looks pretty cool. So to get back to the stats I mentioned earlier, I think I want all the characters to have different stats. So different jump heights and different speed in which they fall and run speeds and flip speeds. So if I jump Susie and Pip at the same time, you can see that Pip is in the air a bit longer, so he has less strong gravity. And what that means is that he's a bit easier to play, pretty much. So you have more time in the air to actually flip. You still have to be quite precise with the timing, but you just have more time, so less experienced players can control him a bit easier. You just have more time in the air to think about what you're gonna do and more time to react. So if we run through the level like this, you can see that he's way more floatier than he used to be, and that makes him easier. I'm not yet done with fine-tuning him. I think I will actually make him even floatier. because I want to give the player a few options at the start of the game. An easy character like Pip, and then a medium character, and then a heavier character. So you might think, isn't that unfair? Wouldn't all the players just pick the lighter character since that's easier? Well, the consequence of being lighter is that I also made them slower. So you can see if they run that Susie is quite a bit faster. And why is she faster? Well, because I want all the players to be able to jump just as far horizontally. So let's just move over here and I'll jump from the edge of this grassy area all the way to the right and see how far we get. So you can see we land right here on this corner. Now let's jump with Pip. And even though he's slower, he will land in about the same spot. Since he's floatier, he's in the air longer. So even though his horizontal speed is not as fast as Susie, he compensates by being in the air longer. So yeah, let's jump with Susie again so you can see that they end up in the same place. So even though they don't move as fast, they still can jump the same gaps, which is really important because we don't want to create lines that can only be achieved with one character. So yeah, you can see that actually their jump height is the same. They can jump just as high. I know it looks like Susie jumps a bit higher, but that's just because her sprite is taller. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun tweaking all the characters and making different styles so that everyone can have a different playstyle. And in the end, the fastest, heaviest character is gonna be the best for speedrunners because they have the biggest movement speeds. They're gonna be the fastest since they're gonna be in the air shorter. And I think that's fine because mastering a difficult character, you should be rewarded. So in this case, you're gonna be rewarded with faster completion times for the levels, which is what speedrunners want. They want to complete the game as fast as possible. Yeah, I think I bumbled on a bit longer than I was intending. The video was already quite long, but yeah, I wanted to cover this in detail. So thanks again everyone for subscribing, and if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and also hit the like button and hit the bell and share the video, all that stuff, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys again next week. I'm gonna head to Japan next week, so there might be 1 week where things are really slow, but I'll still try to make a devlog even if I wasn't able to do a lot of work. So I'll see you guys again next week.